Hey everybody, this is Killer T Devil with MinecraftGenesis. A couple people have been asking on the Facebook page and the forums about the new plugin we added on Towny. Towny is a plugin that allows you to protect your land, but in order to protect your land, it also creates a hierarchy. So everyone on the server is now a resident of the server. There's the wilderness, which is unclaimed land. There's a towny, or a town, and a nation. That's the main setting of the hierarchy. So towns can belong to a nation. Towns can be a town without being in a nation, just like residents can belong to a town, or residents can be off by themselves in the wilderness. One of the benefits a resident will get from being in a town is your land will be protected to only you and your friends will be able to mess with it. Even the people in your town won't be able to mess with it unless they're on your friend list. It will take a little bit of work on your side to set it up that way, but at the same time, the only people that will be allowed to go into your house, use your chests, use flint and steel, use lava, use water, the only people that will be able to break blocks, all of that thing, will only be your friends. We are going to configure our server so that people will be able to use wooden platforms, pressure plates. So if you step on a wooden pressure plate and you're not a member of that person's house or whatever, it will still open, but then the stone ones will only be able to open by a person that's allowed on the permission list. The reason that we do not do this is because it allows you to protect your house. The way it does that is it creates a 16 by 16 by 128, so it protects that whole chunk there. The issue is it is set up on a server-side chunk, so you're not able to say, I want this corner to this corner, so your house may be on 2 or 3 chunks. In order to protect your property, you do have to be part of a town. In order to become a town, you do have to pay an initial setup fee. And then for us, it's every other week, you're going to have to pay a fee. The normal plugin makes it every day, but for our server, since we're mostly college students and high school students, it's going to be every other week or once a month. For our server, it's $4,000 to start a town and $500 every 2 weeks. Every town has one mayor, so the one person that sets up the town to begin with will be the mayor. If you want the mayor to change, you can elect someone else. The people can overthrow the mayor. They just need to talk to Killer T Devil, and we can make sure that gets worked out. The reason it is so much is because the goal is to have multiple people join together to create a town. The goal is not to have everyone own their own town. You could own your own town, but you will actually be able to protect your property just by owning your own lot. Now, a mayor can charge the residents taxes every 2 weeks also if he wants, and that will go directly into the town bank account that does not go into his personal bank account. The issue is he can actually access that and take that money out if he wanted to. Most mayors, you'll find out, won't tax you, especially right now. Players like Exile Angel is setting it up. Exile Angel is actually buying people's towns for them, not taxing them, and then in the future seeing if they would like to join into his nation, which he also does not plan to tax for, but if needed in the future, he may ask for help. The mayor then can join a nation for his town. When you're in a nation, that's really designed so that in the future, if we ever set up the war inside of the Towny plugin, everyone will be along the same lines. A nation has a king, a town has a mayor. Both towns and nations are able to have assistants, and those assistants will kind of help govern the community of their town. They run and represent their people. If you're a representative or a mayor, you're going to have a little bit more say with the admins because that's kind of how we have to do it, or want to do it. The residents are allowed to purchase plots of land from each town. You do not have to set a price on it. The mayor could say this chunk is for free, and then you guys can join. So if you guys set up a thing and you say, I'll give you 200 and then let me get a couple plots, the town is only allowed X amount of lots per person in the town. The person can own as many lots as they want, but if the mayor sets a tax, you're going to get taxed for every single one you own. Next thing down the line is you create a list so that only you and your friends can change your land and build on it, but then the people in your town can't change it once you buy your plot. So, like I was saying, residents belong to a town, towns belong to nations, and I feel like I have covered all of the basics of the plugin, and there will be a page on the forum that you'll be able to go to in order to read more in depth on how to configure your Towny, and there's also going to be a couple more parts of tutorials so that you can configure your Towny. Well, have a good one. Enjoy. We'll see you in part 2.